Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Creative Mind. I'm your host, Byron Craig. And today, before we do anything, I got to take 30 seconds and shout out my friend Adria. Adria is a 6-year-old little girl whose mom listens to the podcast. Shout out Claudia. And you know what? Adria thinks that this podcast is about her because her teachers told her that she's creative. And so I want to take like a couple seconds just to like pour life into you, Adria, and say, Adria, you are super creative. You sent me a picture. Your mom sent me a picture of some of your art. It's amazing. You are really, really talented and super, super amazing. So I want you to keep drawing, keep painting, keep honing in on your creativity because you're going to go incredibly far. I promise you. Just keep going. Okay? All right. Love you big time. All right. Thank you, everybody, for letting me do that. Now, straight to the podcast. My guest today is my brother from another mother, all the way from San Diego, California. He is the owner and founder of Hendo Studio, owner and founder of Hendo Loft. He is the host of the podcast that is live every Thursday at 6:30 Pacific. It is Hendo Unplugged, all things hip hop, all things culture. He has been a guest on my previous podcast. He's new here, but he's not because he's family. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you my brother, Courtney Henderson.
What's up, man? Ooh, man. Woo. I feel like the heavyweight champ with that introduction.
My man.
We gotta get. I feel like I was John Jones or somebody.
I love it.
You know?
That's the energy that we're going for. We're going for like heavyweight knockout fight night energy in these introductions.
I like that, you know, reigning champ, the heavyweight undisputed,
champion of the world.
Man. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I'm proud of you, man. Keep on. I see what you're doing, bro. You know what I mean? You're pushing forward. You're doing big things. You know what I'm saying? So I see you working hard over there in the Texas land, God land.
Hey, this is God's country over here. We're not a state. We are a country. If you know anything about Texas, Texas is its own country in and of itself.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm thank you for the compliment, by the way. And I want to thank you for doing this, for being a guest on the show. You could be doing anything else. You have a hustling, bustling business to run, but you took time out to do this, and I'm grateful.
Man, I got to be with my boy, man. You know what I mean? Anything you call me, you let me know. I can be there. You know what I mean? We'll make some space, some time for Byron.
My God. Dude, I mean, because it literally was like space and time. Like, I was like, yo, let me get my man in. I got time this week, and you had time and we made it. I'm happy. So for those who don't know, maybe you do, maybe you don't. My man, Courtney Henderson was whatever. He was a photographer extraordinaire. Now he's turned business entrepreneur. I don't ever see him behind the camera as much, but this man knows how to run a successful business, podcast, studio, like photography. This man does it all.
Man, hey, I need a pep talk from you every morning. I need that pep talk for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you make me feel good. Like I feel like I'm way better than what I am when I talk to you. You know what I mean? Because you over here, you just work hard and just trying to succeed and pay these bills and try to be daddy of the year. But when I talk to you, I feel like I'm the heavyweight champion. But yeah, man, I have 2 studios here in San Diego. Hendo Studios is a production studio. We do a lot of creative stuff in here. Photography, videography. We got a lot of interviews in here. We do music videos. You name it. Anything that it's in the creative realm, we do it at Hendo Studios. I have another studio downtown. It's called Hendo Loft. So I'm trying to keep it in the same boat, under the same brand, Hendo. It's a natural lighting studio. So a lot of natural light. I built that studio because I have a lot of people come here and they don't know how to use this equipment, because they're more like the hobbyists. So they want to come make some good photos, but they don't know how to use the pro photo gear, continuous lights and all that. So they get kind of lost. So it's I have to have somebody at this location at all times. So I was like, all right, I need to dumb this studio down a little bit. So I built Hendo Loft. So it's a natural lighting studio. It's a loft downtown San Diego. And so people love that studio. And like I said, I have we're doing podcasting because in Hendo Studios do a lot of podcasting. So that's another venture over, we've been pushing hard in the studio just to, create more income in the studio for sure.
Of course.
Yeah, man.
You got to make sure your 2 children are well taken care of in the future. That's a must.
Byron,
and the wifey.
Oh, yes. Got to keep her happy for sure. But
happy wife, happy life.
We're over here trying to buy a house, man, another house. And the median price is like $1 million over here in San Diego. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. 900 to $1 million. If you want a real nice house in San Diego, it's going to be 1.5-ish. If you want like that's not even like a crazy house. That's like a regular house. 1.5, you get a regular house in San Diego. So
that's ridiculous.
Man, you got to do something, brother, to put some food on these kids' tables and live comfortable in San Diego. So you got to find like multiple streams of income.
Facts.
So,
I mean, yeah. I told you a long time ago, you got to come move to Texas, man. But you like that 72 and sunny weather.
Bro, it's so hard, though. It's so hard to leave San Diego because everything, I'm established here. Then it's like, that weather's so ridiculous. Like, man,
yeah,
it's always sunny, 80 degrees, 70 degrees, 90 degrees during the summer. Wintertime is 80 degrees, high 70s, barely rains. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just a beautiful city, but you pay that tax for sure.
You can't beat the weather. That's the one thing. Can't beat the weather. Can't beat the views. Just the money, the price tag associated with it. Insane.
Vicious, bro. Vicious. Yeah, man. So.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about who is Courtney Henderson. Who is Courtney Hendo? Who are you?
Man, I'm trying to figure out myself, bro. Every day, that's a work in progress. Every day.
It's a work in progress.
That's a very deep question. I think I'm just somebody who's been through a lot in this life, and I had some success, and I found happiness in my life. So I'm trying to show other people how I achieve happiness. You know what I mean? Because now at this point, I'm a little older now, so I enjoy seeing other people being successful and showing other people, how to achieve happiness in a creative way. You know what I mean? So in other words, I was a photographer for, before that, I was working, in the hospital. I worked at UCSD Hillcrest as a nurse. And, once again, it was just a job, working hard, bro, just, full benefits, stability. But I felt like I was a slave to the system. I just felt like I was a slave, period. You know what I mean? I wasn't really chasing my dreams and, wasn't doing anything in my life. It's just working to pay bills. And, I had other people around me that would kind of inspire me, in the creative space, like, my friends like James Law, Eric Williams, those big names like that, people who are doing a really big in the photography, combat sports community, they inspire me, from what their movements and what they were doing. And I, every time I go on Instagram, I seen their life and their movement. I'm like, dang, dude, like, this is cool, man. I mean, this is good money, but bro, I could be doing something better with my life that made me more happy. And granted, I was making good money at UCSD as a nurse, and I was very stable, had full benefits, retirement and everything, but it was just, I wasn't happy like inside, I mean? I wasn't like fulfilled as a person, so I kind of started that journey, man. I was like, dude, I could do it. Like, once I get something in my mind, bro, it's like, if I get that vision, it's like, man, I have to, it's like, it will bother me if I don't do it. It would just nag on me until I pursue it, and that's one of the things. I always wanted to be a photographer, and I always loved, photography, but I just didn't have that motivation until I got that motivation, and it's set me off on the journey. So I remember, I got my first tax income check, and it was like, got a few little pennies back. And I was like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna blow this whole check. I'm gonna buy me my first camera. So that's what I did. I bought a Canon 70D. Okay, I spent like $2 or $3 grand on that camera. I think it was something like that. Yeah, it was something like that. And come to find out, I had to buy the lenses. The lenses probably more than the camera.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy smokes, the lens costs more than the camera. Then on top of that, now I need a laptop. And a laptop is, now I need memory cards. Then all of a sudden, you get this misconception of, when you get a camera, is you take a picture and all of a sudden that image is like amazing. Yeah. Like, it's magazine quality images. So all of a sudden, like I go on, again, everything spent like 10 grand on the whole package on just trying to do photography, and I was like, man, these images are not what James Lodge and Eric Williams is shooting. Eric Williams over here is shooting, these amazing photos, and my photos look nothing like this. Yeah. So I was like, oh man, I got to learn how to do photography. So I go online, YouTube University, and I start researching everything, how to do photography, how to learn how to use this camera. So that's what I did. I just watched, somebody on YouTube. Then I went to my local gyms here in San Diego, and I just practiced on the, in local gyms here in San Diego, and, I just practice. And, like I said, I'm inspired by like Eric Williams. So I see his work and I see my work. I'm like, man, I got a lot of work to do. And I became obsessed with it, Byron. I was like, Byron, I was obsessed with it, bro. I was like so obsessed with it, man. This is the only thing I could think about is doing photography, bro. Just trying to perfect photography. And I used to work, right? So I was working 7 p to 7 a, 7 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. So at the time, San Diego was like the mecca of MMA. Like all the big names was coming here. And we had this big gym in San Diego named Alliance MMA Gym. And bro, I used to go there all the time. And we had all the big names, Dominic Cruz, Jessica Panay. We had all the big names you can think of at the time, MMA, at this gym. So I used to go there and I used to practice. Boom, shoot, boom, 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 boom. And practice on these fighters. And I go back home, edit the photos and go to work. So that was my process for years, like a year or two. Then make a long story short, after like probably a year and a half of me just shooting, a lot of the fighters and stuff like that, was start sharing my photos onto their social media. Then all their sponsors start seeing my photos and they start calling me, to take photos of the fighters, like Hayabusa, like all the big names. And one particular name was Monster Energy. They sponsor all the big names in MMA at the time. And they seen my work and they wanted me to come on to their to Monster and shoot all the MMA, people for Monster. So bro, it was like, man, life changed, man. Life changed. So much changed in that time. So it was a blessing, man. I quit my job as being a nurse at UCSD. Then I would start traveling the world, bro. It was unbelievable, man. It was unbelievable. I was shooting everybody, man. Like the Ronda Rouseys, the John Joneses, the Conor McGregors, all the big names, man. People I used to watch and just idolize. Now I'm kicking it with them, hanging out with them, going around to like different countries, cities, traveling the world shooting. And with the camera, man, making good money. And bro, it was just amazing. It was amazing at the time, bro. It was such an amazing experience for sure.
Dude, I bet. Dude, I remember you multiple times were in Bahrain.
Yeah.
Going around and shooting. I'm like, it was gifting Rolexes and
yeah.
Like, I mean, crazy money over there. I'm like, that was like Brave FC or whatever.
Yeah, Brave MMA. So I got the being associated with, in MMA, you start, networking. And I became the head photographer for Brave MMA. That was only for like a year though. So they were flying. So let me tell you the story, Byron. Let me tell you the story. So Brave MMA was like, oh man, we're looking for a good photographer. So all my friends was kind of recommending me. They was like, okay, we need you to be the photographer. We'll fly you to the Bahrain. Cool. I fly to Bahrain. The first time I flew to Bahrain, it was like the most unbelievable thing ever. Like I flew Emirates first class. Bro, ridiculous. It was just an experience. First class on Emirates. Let me break this down so you get a visual of what I had experienced. I had my own little room on the airplane. They had levels, Byron, levels on the plane. So you can go to different levels.
Yeah.
In the middle of the plane, bro, swear to you, in the middle of the plane, they had a bar. So you can walk up to the little bar and you sit in a little cubicle a cute little thing that you can just order drinks, and man, it was just amazing. You know, like you're flying. That's like a 21-hour flight. You know what I mean? So you're flying for 21 hours, right? So you land in Qatar, and then you go to Bahrain. Then when you get to Bahrain, it's like everything like you walk off the plane into like a Maybach. You know what I mean? So like you don't even go through customs.
Wow.
I don't even go through customs. I just go straight to my room. Amazing time, everything. So I've been there 6-7 times.
Jeez.
Byron. So that's the first time, right? Shot, did the whole event. Everything was amazing. Let me tell you what they did to me. The second time, they flew me coach. Bro, they flew me coach. The second time, I'm talking about like this, Byron, like this. Coach. Bro, like, I'm talking about like a huge plane. I'm talking about, it's probably 4, 8, 12 seats. I got a little 12-year-old, a little 6-year-old kid hitting the back of my seats, crying for 19, 20 hours. Bro, I'm talking about like this. Dude. Byron, the worst experience ever.
Dang.
Ever flying, bro.
Dog, man. That's insane.
Did me dirty, man.
They said, hey, first time, we got you. We gonna put you up, make you feel like you royalty. Second time, we ain't about that life.
We good.
And so every time after that, did they fly you coach?
Coach, Byron, coach. Every time.
Dang.
Every time, bro. Every time.
That's why I'd be so pissed. I'd be like, hey, what happened to first class?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Can I get an upgrade? Like,
unbelievable, man. Bro, but that first time that flew over there, that ticket had to be like 20, 30 grand. Easy.
Dude, that's easy. Probably why.
Easy.
Hey,
21 hours too?
Dude, I would be like, hey, you don't have to pay me. Like, you could pay me like $1,000 as long as I get like everything else comped and I get this little comfortable first class. Give me $1,000. Whatever.
Man, nah, man, because a lot of work. Because that was the first time they were kind of like structuring that organization, so they didn't know anything. So you had to go in there and build out a whole program for them. Everything.
Well, then never mind.
So, it was a lot of work, man, for sure. But amazing experience.
Oh, I bet. Oh, I could only imagine how amazing it would be to just be over there with all the sheikhs and everybody and just, be treated like royalty. Because I mean, essentially, you're working for like the royal family.
Oh, bro, you hanging around with them. I'm there with them. Like, wow. You don't understand like the power and the money. Like, money is not an object, and just power. Like, this guy has the power to be like, off with your head. You know what I mean? That type of power. You know what I mean? Like,
that's some scary stuff.
It's scary, bro. It's so scary. Like, but he idolizes the people from the U.S. So he idolizes from like, the Conor McGregors and the big names and people from where we're from, the Westerns. So, they want to be like us kind of, you know what I mean? In a way.
Sure.
But bro, it was an amazing time, man. But it's just the power, how everybody he was like a god, you know what I mean? Like just, like worshiping this guy. Like he was just,
sure.
It's unbelievable. I had never seen anything like that. The money, unlimited money, like anything.
I mean, hey, if the Bahrain and the royal family want to sponsor the pod, I mean, I'm not opposed. Money on money.
Yeah.
We can push Khalifa. Whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, Prince Khalifa. And it's like 4 or 5 of them. So
shout out Prince Khalifa.
Yeah.
All
man.
respect.
Sure.
Man.
Absolutely.
Dude, so that's quite a journey from nursing to an obsession about something. Then so going from nursing and not knowing anything about photography, obsession to like 2 years later, you're working for Monster Energy. Mm-hmm. as the lead photographer for their combat sports division. Bruh, that's insane. Like, that's an insane journey. That's amazing. I remember that during that time, it might have been before you started working at Monster. That's when we met and that's when we became friends.
Yeah.
Like, and I remember the whole ordeal and everything. Like,
yeah.
Cause Go ahead.
It was a good time, you know what I mean? I shot there, shooting cage side. So I was responsible for shooting cage side, all their social media assets. And I was also responsible for shooting all like their ads and stuff like that. So I had to go to the fighters, locations or wherever they at, the hometowns or wherever they train at, and I had to shoot photos of them. So I was always busy, man, always busy, and I was always traveling. Like every week I was going to a fight or something. It was amazing. It was amazing. But it was just, shooting. But the thing that you learn when you start working from these corporate environments, bro, is a lot of politics behind it. And I seen a lot of stuff too that I shouldn't have seen because I'm around like big heads, like amazing, not amazing, but like really corporate level people. So, when you're around those people, the world is a little different. And, it's a lot of politics. So they kind of, I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Like, I felt like when I know I couldn't do certain things, I couldn't say certain things. And then I was being like pretty much controlled and owned by one particular person that worked at Monster. And that right there was just overbearing for me. You know what I mean? Like, if I had to do certain things to keep my job, I had to do certain things to keep this person happy. If I didn't, then I'll lose my job. And I was always on the ice all the time. And I was always been threatened to lose my job if I didn't do this. If I didn't do like personal side photo shoots for him, or if I didn't shoot him on his off time, on my off time, then I'll lose my job. And it was always like, always on the edge, and trying to make this person happy. And the crazy thing about it, like the corporates and other people, they seen it and they know about this person, but they didn't care because I learned a lot about this. I learned a lot about corporate environments. Their only thing they care about is pushing the needle forward, bringing in revenue. If it doesn't mess up the money, they don't care, bro. They don't care. Wow. They don't care. I don't care what it is, Byron. I don't care what it is. Remember I said this. If it doesn't mess up the money, they don't care. If it does mess up the money, then that's when you're going to see some actions. I don't care what it is. I do not care what it is. It can be anything. It can be super extreme. They do not care. They be like, hey, oh well. You know what I mean? Because they have investors and they got to bring that money in. And I learned that. And then once I seen that, I knew that wasn't for me because I have a conscience, man. Like me, I have a conscience. I have a heart. I seen some of the stuff that they're doing to people, and it kind of, I was like, dude, I just want to come shoot.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course,
that's it. I just want to come shoot and go home. But I'm subjected to all this other stuff, and it's like I know that I wasn't gonna stay that long in this space. So what I did was I start, working on the exit strategy. So my exit strategy was, Hendo Studios. So I was blessed enough to have a lot of money because I was traveling every week and I was getting paid a nice chunk of money. So I wasn't really spending my money. So I was just working, traveling, not spending anything. So I had a nice little savings. So I was like, all right, I need to get out of this situation fast as possible. So what can I do to get out? So I was like, dude, I always wanted a creative space. I wanted a studio because that's what we was going to a lot of studios anyways. And it was really cool just to be in those environments and seeing how those people work together. I said, this would be really dope to have something like this in San Diego. So that's what I did. So I was like, all right, I'm going to reinvest my money into something that I can, stay home, number one. And number two, get out of this situation because I was trapped. I was like a slave to this situation. So I started building Hendo Studios out. And before I got to finish Hendo Studios, I just couldn't deal with any more, Byron. I just couldn't deal with any more, man. It was just, I was being like a slave, bro. And it was so crazy. So I just quit. I said, you know what, bro? I just can't take this no more because I had so much stress on me, man. Like, I never endured that much stress. And I went to a deep little a period of depression. I never had depression in my life. Never had depression in my life. Never. I even thought depression was like, bro, I thought it's for like weak people or something. You're weak if you have depression or something. Yeah. Then I experienced it and that changed my life. And I was going through like so much mentally. And depression is real. Depression is real. and I wouldn't do this, but I can understand why and how somebody can commit suicide. I can understand it. But like I said, I wasn't there. My mind was not there, but I can understand it, how me going through that depression, because you're in a slump every day you're in a slump and you can't get your mind out that slump, So I used photography to get out. So what I did was, I started doing things that, really bring joy to me. And photography at the time was bringing me a lot of joy. So I started shooting and just did photography all day, every day. You know what I mean? Because that's what made me happy. And I slowly pulled myself out of depression. Then once I got out of that, I finished building Hendo Studios. Bro, it's a crazy story, man. I'm going through a lot, bro. I'm going through a lot of this.
Oh, no, man. Because again, I know that it's going to help somebody. Because again, the one thing that creatives never talk about is the part about depression. Because I know you've been through it. I've struggled with it. Even if we're talking about Eric's dealt with, I mean, every creative who's a photographer, videographer, I mean, anybody, you go through these like lulls of like, you're really creative, you get paid. Then there's like the bottom where you're like, oh, I don't have anything, like anything at all. And then then you're just trying to figure out how to just coast in that middle level where you're like, okay, I'm not like drowning but I'm not like in the clouds flying high. I'm just here. I got a solid baseline. I'm good. Just let me be and let me just work. And I know that creatives never talk about, because, it's like you said earlier, talk about depression. No one wants to do that. But me, I for the last 2-ish years, I've lived my life just completely open, honest, transparent, vulnerable. Like, I can tell you, man, like I've been through the ringer, and it's hard to put kudos to you first and foremost for pulling yourself out of depression. For a lot of people, it's so hard. It's insanely hard because it's either you don't have a creative outlet or you just don't know what to do with yourself. Like, and again, that it's when your mind runs rampant and just goes unchecked that like all this stuff happens. My therapist told me something crazy the other day. It was like a couple weeks ago, but like completely changed my mind about anxiety. I was really anxious about this situation that's going on with my car. And she told me, she's like, hey, anxiety is literally just you pre-telling yourself of situations that are going to happen without consulting God and saying, hey, you are in charge of my life. If you're a Christian, if you don't, whatever. But like for me, I'm a Christian. Like, it's like either God's going to handle it and so having anxiety means you don't trust that he's got it. That you're like, I know more and I know better than you. So I'm going to just sit around and go, how do I figure this out? Versus the situation of, you know what? I'm going to just let it go. And for me, that's what I did when she told me that. Cause it just like, it changed everything. I was like, oh, and I let it go. And I was like, you know what, Lord, if my car gets repoed cause it's quote illegal, is what it is.
It's going to be whatever happens is going to happen. Yep.
And you'll provide it, and you'll provide another way, and I'll get around and whatever. But it happened. But again, the thing I was telling myself was going to happen immediately has not happened yet. So I'm like, okay.
Absolutely. It's so funny being 43 years old now, man. I learned, like, no matter what the situation is, everything always works out, bro. It always works out. You know what I mean?
It may not work out the way that we want it to be, but it's gonna work out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Like that's the simple thing. Also, you don't look 43. Black don't crack. Black don't age. Simple.
Yeah, man.
Just
43, man. About to be 44 actually, but yeah.
Wild. No, we late 30s, 40s. No, we don't look it. We don't look at it. Crazy. Now, I want to go back real quick about just being a slave. Like you felt like, how did your mindset go? Because you said when you were at US, at the hospital, you were a slave. You felt like a slave.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that was a slave because you were trying to pursue something creative and you weren't able to. This time you were free to be a creative, except someone was locking you down on the human side.
Yes. Yeah. So it was just what he'll do. It's just like you're saying. It's only in these corporate environments. Sometimes you have to play the politics role, and the person above you. It's like reading the 48 Laws of Power. You can't outshine your master. You know what I'm saying? So, and the problem what I had was I was out here shooting these fire photos for Monster, and they're like, who's shooting these photos? So what he was doing was like, no, he's not shooting these photos. I'm shooting these photos. You know what I mean? Then he will say, hey, you know what? You can't post any of these photos on any social media platform. So you can't shoot anything. You can't, post anything that you're shooting. And everything I shot, he took credit for. Wow. Then I'll step forward. He will go around and tell other people. He will control other people too, but doing the same type of tactics. Then like I said, when I was shooting for Monster, I worked on what day? So I leave on Tuesday night. So I leave Tuesday night, gone, fly out to wherever I got to be at. I get there Wednesday, whatever it is. Then we'll be there Thursday, press conference, whatever it is that we're going to do for the UFC, Bellator, whatever it is. Then Friday is the pre-workouts. Saturday is the fight. Sunday, then we fly back home. So Sunday night I get back home. Then Sunday, that's my time off. So Sunday night when I get back home, Monday and Tuesday. Yeah. So Tuesday night I leave again, Byron. Crazy. So I did that for 4 years straight.
Ooh, wait.
Straight.
Oh, that's 1,200 days.
Bro, no day, no birthdays off, no anniversaries off, no Christmas off, no Thanksgiving, no my mom's birthday, my kid, I didn't have kids at the time, but my nephew, all that, no special time. That's just straight grinding for 4 years, Then so Byron, check this out. So on Mondays and Tuesdays, on my day off, guess what I had to do? I had to try to Oceanside to shoot him for his personal projects.
Jeez.
So, but that's free. Monster's not covering that. That's just because he's giving me the Monster job. I had to do because he wants to be cool on social media. So I got to shoot all his social media projects for free. And his friends. Let's say Byron, has a friend that needs photography services and Byron's my boss. So Byron's going to make me go over there and shoot his personal friends too as well to make him look good for his friends for free. Me.
Byron would never, but
right. So this is what I'm dealing with. And it caused so much stress and everything. Then if I didn't make this guy happy, then he's like, since you didn't do this, good luck having your job because somebody else wants your job. You know what? And good luck having a job next week. You know what I mean? So there was constantly that type of abuse and power tripping for 4 years. And you gotta understand, I have a girlfriend, I have a house at the time, I have financial responsibilities. Now my job is in jeopardy if I make this guy mad or if I can do what he tells me to do at every single time of, if I say I can't do it, I can lose my job. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was just a lot of stress all the time. So you know what? One day he called and it was on a weekend, it was on a Tuesday and I had to go do something. And I was like, hey, I can't come right now. He said, well, you're not gonna have a job tomorrow. And I said, you know what? I quit.
Dang.
I quit.
Simple.
I can't do anything else anymore. I just can't live my life like this. Yeah. A slave to this person. I can't live my life like this. So I quit. And once I quit, now I don't have anything. I don't have no source of income. So guess what he did? He blackballed me from all MMA. So now I'm blackballed from the industry. Now, not alone I don't have any money. Now I can't even make money. If you do business with Courtney, then guess what? You don't have a sponsorship either for a month with Monster. You don't have that. If I walk in a gym, because they sponsor all the gyms, most of MMA gyms in San Diego, especially in San Diego, yeah. If it's sponsored by Monster, but guess what? They'll lose their sponsorship. So guess what? I can't really do anything in MMA space. So now, only thing, I quit Monster. Now people didn't even call me. Like, it was just, now nobody can talk to me or anything. So I'm like a blackball from the industry. So crazy. So now, okay, cool. Not tripping. I got Hendo Studios. Now I got to build Hendo Studios out.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about building a studio. I exhausted all my money just building this whole studio out. No, don't, like now I got bills coming in. I have a house bill. I got 2 cars. I had a Range Rover. Just, a house, a mortgage payment, a Range Rover payment. I had another car payment. Hey, bro, this building payment, it was like 15 grand a month, 20 grand a month that I had to come up with.
Lord Jesus.
With no income and a blackball from the industry.
Mm.
So now when that happens, now the depression and anxiety, life is caving in on you.
Of course.
So what are you gonna do, bro? What are you gonna do?
Either you gonna find a way. Well, I mean, obviously, pray first. Lord, take it. But second, 100%. Figure out what you go like. Lord, where we moving? What we doing?
Right. So this is what we had to do. I've been broke before. That was a blessing because I know how to move. I know how to move when I was broke. Yeah. So I had to liquidate everything, sell everything. Got rid of my house, got rid of the cars, got rid of everything, bro. So we spent most of our money. We spent a lot of money getting this place up. So now the bills are still, bills are coming in, but I don't have no money coming in. You know what I mean? So liquidate everything to shrink my overhead as much as possible. But I was like, okay, I got to keep Hendo Studios because this is going to be the only source of income I can have. So guess what me and the old lady did? And this is why I married her. I married her because of this. Well, one of the reasons. On top of she's an amazing woman. So we moved into Hendo Studios, bro. Me and the old lady. So we pretty much go homeless and we stay at Hendo Studios inside of the office here for a whole year. Wow. So we slept here, went out and eat on the dollar menu, took a shower at 24-hour fitness. So that was our routine until we got this thing up. So we grind until we got this bad boy up. So within like a year and a half, I broke even in the studio about a year and a half. Actually, it was a year and a half. I broke even. And once I broke even, I was like, okay, cool. We started making money. Then when we started making money, we got a little apartment. Got back on our feet, bro. I was like, oh my God. So everything was money started coming in. Then 2 years came by. Then I remember December of 2020. December of 2020. That was my first time, like, money was like abundance. Like, we back on our feet again. We straight, baby. Everything is good, baby. Like, everything is amazing. You know what I mean? Then COVID hits. Then we had to deal with COVID. Yeah. So then COVID took us back out. You know what I mean? So then we had to go back, dealing with COVID. But once again, I've been on the bottom already, so I knew how to operate. You know what I mean? So we just, once again, consolidated everything and live really, really frugal. Got a little PPP loan or wherever that is. And we survived COVID with that. After COVID, everything went back up again. It went crazy after COVID. Bro, after COVID, man, we probably made the most money we ever made in our life after COVID. You know what I mean? Wow. So it was a blessing, man. So after COVID, man, we've been up ever since. And it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Been a hard road, but it's been a blessing, bro. It's been a blessing.
What year did you quit Monster to start the studio?
I quit Monster in 2015. Okay. 2015. Oh, no. So, okay, I'm sorry. I quit Monster. I'm sorry. That was my job. I quit my job 2015, 14, 15, and I quit Monster at 2018. Okay. 2018. And so from 2018, just so people who are trying to keep up with the timeline. So at the end, so 2018 to 2019, you and Diana were living in the studio. Yes, sir.
And then 2020 hits, studio becomes profitable. Then COVID hits. Yep. Back down. Okay. Yep. Just so we're clear on that timeline.
Yep. Man. Yep. That was it. Yep. That's the timeline right there. And when COVID hits. Yeah, when COVID hits, whatever, I think COVID's 2020, right? That was 2020 COVID?
It started April of 2020.
Yep, that was it, yep. Man. So COVID hit, bro, I remember because the same time when we start making money, we was like, oh, we're out of the weeds. We're good, bro. Everything's good now. I'm back on my feet. Then COVID, right, bro. Where we start making money? COVID hit, boom. And it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't win. I
Can't
win. I can't win, bro. Like,
you know
I'm cursed.
Not cursed. I mean, you blessed, but I mean, let's be honest. Let's talk. Let me give you a little kudos, because that's one thing that you probably excel at more than most people. You said, "Hey, I'm gonna sell everything," because some people, their pride and their ego gets in the way, and they're like, "I'm not giving up the Range Rover. I gotta keep my status. I still gotta be seen. I'm trying to build something. I need those tangible things that don't mean nothing to nobody." But you're like, hey, I'm gonna live in my studio. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna eat on I'm gonna shower at 24-hour fitness. I'm gonna just go over here, do what we gotta do, because if I do this for a year, in 18 months after that, this is gonna be profitable. We gonna have an apartment. I mean, obviously at that time you didn't know that, but that's what happened. You became more profitable. The studio starts banging, and then you start making money hand over fist. And it's like, okay. But again, some people would not even give up their cars, their clothes, nothing, because they're like, oh, I need this status. I need to be seen. I need this. For what?
Byron, it was just, I was in the dumps, man. I was in the rough places, the roughest area of my life, man. Like, that was a rough spot. It was just like you said, it was a status thing coming from, bro. I remember me and my wife and I swear to you, bro. I remember we used to eat out every night, steak and lobster, like every night. Like, we was eating out so much that we got tired of eating out steak and lobster. Nobody wanted to cook. And I had abundance of money at the time, you know?
Sure.
And bro, it was just nothing to go do that. And we loved this restaurant we used to go to named Pioji's in San Diego. Bro, we used to eat out so much it went from that, buying her a Range Rover. I had an M5 BMW to nothing, bro. Overnight, zero, nothing. Everything gone. Everything. But you know, one thing about me and one thing about my wife too, she supported me through that whole situation. And I was like, man, I'm a hustler, bro. Like, I can get back on my feet. I can find a way to get back and get this money. You know what I mean? Like, it's nothing, you know? So it's like, I've been up and I've been down, I've been up again. So it's like, even though I was on the bottom at the time, it was the best time of my life. So I learned so much about myself and I learned so much about my wife. Like, I learned, like, she's really there for me more than anybody in this world. Yeah. Bro, we slept on the floor. Byron, we slept on the floor, bro. I didn't have nothing to offer her. I had zero to offer her. Yeah. I was broke, completely broke. And I didn't have nothing to offer her. I could not support you. I can't do nothing for you. And that woman stayed right there.
And she's still ride or die. Shout out Diana.
Who's, bro, on the twin mattress in the office. Bro. I'm talking about, Byron, she never complained one day. Never complained.
That's love, bro. It's because, you know what? It's because she saw your potential. And when you find that good woman who just says, okay, cool, we may be down right now, but I see where we're going and I'm down for the ride. That's special. And that's who your wife is. She's special.
Yeah, she's dope. But even then, some girls, I don't say most girls, but some girls will see that and they're like, okay, because even when you're down, you don't know when you're going to get back up.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So you don't have you don't know when we're going to get that money again back to how you were, you know what I mean? So it's like, for like a whole year and a half, we were broke. Even then we broke even. We wasn't like making money. We were just surviving in San Diego. So technically we were still limited what we could do. We just had enough money to go buy an apartment to get out of the studio. You know? It wasn't steak and lobsters. It wasn't steak and lobster. It wasn't Range Rover for sure. And that's the thing. This girl went from Range Rover to a Honda Civic. Nothing wrong with a Honda Civic, but I'm just saying, I got my Honda Civic still back there right now.
I drive a Honda Civic, so hey, ain't nothing wrong with it.
No, nothing wrong with it. I mean, you got the Prius too back there. It's nothing, bro.
Hey,
it's nothing.
see? Nothing.
You know,
yeah.
But it was just a blessing to see that, that woman was there for me from I didn't have anything. And, we learned a lot about ourselves, man, and what we can tolerate. And now it's like, I feel like I can conquer anything. Like, bro, I've been to the bottom. Like, I can do anything now. It's nothing.
Yep.
It's nothing.
What's a crazy analogy? Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be at the mountain peak. Like, they're like, oh, Courtney, you've done it all. You've shot Monster. You've shot Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, all these big names. You've hit the mountaintop. And it's like, well, the mountaintop, like if you really truly sit back and go, the mountaintop's lonely. A mountaintop, right. People die at the mountaintop. They die on the way to the mountain. My thing is, I would like, if you flip it, like if you flip a mountain upside down so it looks like a inverted triangle, like the valley, that's where you want to be. That's where it's all lush and it's all pure and blissful. Like that's where food is. Food is in the valley. And then people always like, oh, it's so dark in the valley. It can be because there's more people around. There's treachery, there's backstabbing, betrayal, all of it. But I mean, at least there's provisions there. But when you start making that trek, to the mountaintop, or I guess the mountain bottom, it's so lonely. You can die, you can choke on air, like, and I mean that's kind of where you were at. Like you you were there on your island by yourself. I mean, obviously Diana supporting you, but like you were doing it. You were living the dream of photographer, traveling the world, doing everything, getting paid crazy buku bucks, shooting, like hanging out with like the biggest names, A-list celebrities, A-list sports athletes.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then, but personally, you just felt like some dog shit. Like you was literally just under somebody's foot.
Yeah, it was just a situation I was under. But the cool thing about it is I learned a lot too as well. Like even open up this studio now, working and doing something I love to do. So now I just feel like my life is like transformed because, like I said before, I was a nurse at UCSD Hillcrest making money, feeling like I'm a slave. I can't do anything. I gotta ask somebody, can I go use the restroom? To go take a break. They telling me, like, hey, I gotta, my lunch break is at a certain time. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. You gotta do this, which I understand. It's a job. Sure, but now I do what I want. I feel free. I have my own business. I'm making my own money, and I feel like no matter what it is, that if you pursue something that you love to do, like, bro, life is just I have stress in regular life, but bro, like I just feel like free. Like it's a different feeling, man. Like to make money and you're doing something you love to do is just, man, I just feel blessed every day I wake up. I just do what I want.
Yep.
I do what I want. Now I have my own studio, my own business. Like I don't gotta listen to nobody now. I do what I want.
Freedom. That's what you got. You got freedom.
Freedom. So now I just like the way I feel now, making good money, and I'm so free. And it, like I said, well, even if I was a photographer shooting, if that's what I love to do every day and I'm making good money, bro, that's the key. That's the secret. That's the key to it. Before, when I was just working, making good money at UCSD, bro, I was just so stressed. Like, oh man, like Byron, oh man, 7 to 7, 12 hours. Oh, bro, I feel like 24 hours. Oh, I feel like 24 hours.
Yeah. Oh, I don't doubt it. I got friends who work that shift. They're nurses. I'm like, how? And then they'll come and do stuff at our church, and I'm like, yo, how? Or they'll do stuff, then go home, nap, and then work. I'm like, yo, overnight like 24 hours. Wild.
Bro, vicious. Probably like 24 hours. Now, I'm working my own studio. I had to be here 14, 16 hours sometimes in the studio. Like, I got to be 6 o'clock in the morning, at 7 and 8 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, working in the studio. Well, guess what? It's something I love to do. So it feels like I'm working like 6-7 hours.
Hey, see, there you go. And
It
the
feels
fact
like I'm
that
working 6-7 hours.
yeah, and you can have family time because your kid can come because you are the owner.
100%.
You can just spend
100%.
time with both your kids, and that's amazing. So you're not missing out on family time. Obviously, you would much rather prefer it be self-sufficient like Hendo Loft, where you can just do whatever you want and then just let it go. But, we'll get there one day.
Yeah, that's a plan. That's the next plan right now. So I'm trying to part sell this one, and I'm gonna restructure this business. Because as once again, like nobody taught me how to do this, so I'm learning as I go. So now, like, I have to get rid of this one, put another studio like the one downtown, and that will allow me to have more time because I got kids now.
Of course.
I'm only working. I work 5 days a week now, 6 days a week, but I need more time. So now I'm doing some restructuring of the business. But my point I was trying to make is like, now I feel like I want to teach other people how to pursue your dreams. So in the beginning, you asked me, well, who's Courtney? Like, and I feel like that's my purpose now is like, I've been through the bottom already, you know what I mean? And I've been through working a good job, been through the bottom. Now I'm doing what I want to do. And then what I learned was in this whole process is, do something you love to do and try to be great at it. You know what I mean? And bro, I just want to teach other people that. I just want to teach other people how to, pursue their dreams. And that's what I want to do. That's my purpose.
So I was going to ask, and I'll still ask you because I want a more in-depth answer, but I was going to ask, like, when people come into the studio as the owner, I mean, I know what I would do, but do you ever feel empowered to just like, cause you're passing on knowledge and teaching people, like just how Eric imparted into both you and I, all that wisdom. And I mean, obviously our talent and skills have jumped leaps and bounds because of his just putting his hand to the plow and saying, I'm gonna pour into you guys. Do you ever pour into the people who come into the studio, or do they, or maybe some photographers just don't care like that?
No, that's why I feel like a lot of people come to the studio because, when they come to the studio, I also want to learn. I'm, like I said, now I just want to help. I'm in a position that, I'm cool. So now I see a lot of people who were in my position when I first started, in that beginning stages. And I know I can tell you, hey, go straight, go left, go right, Don't go down that lane. Go down that lane. I've been down there before. I'm in that position now. So it's like, it's so awesome to see. It's so awesome to be a little older now because now you see the roadmap. I already been through everything you've been through already. So I can tell you where to go to get to your promised land. You know what I mean? So
of course.
And that's what I want to do now. You know what I mean? Because like I say, it transformed my life, man, doing something creative and doing what I want to do and having my own business is something, I always been passionate about, doing photography, having my own business, being my own boss, so now it's like, bro, I don't have any stress, man. My life is beautiful, bro. Like I really have a good life. I'm really blessed, man. And I want to show other people how to feel the way I feel. I want people to feel this. I want to feel good like this too. I want people to feel this way too. So
that's the goal. Those are true goals, man. Like, so to ask the question officially, because my question to everybody recently has been, what is your dream? You're saying your dream is to help build future people to get to the level of where you want to be. But like, very admirable, amazing. But the question is, how do you get there?
Well, I think it'll be a personal plan for each person. So everybody don't want to be a photographer. And I learned that too. Even coming here, you know what I mean? Everybody don't want to be Byron. You know what I mean? Everybody don't want to be Courtney. Everybody don't want to be Eric Williams. You have your own personal, goals in life. You know what I mean? But it's just that no matter what you want to do, you got to figure out something you want to do is like something you love to do. And once you lock onto that, now it's about finding somebody who's already doing it, then like a mentor, then, being a service to them and learning what the roadmap to get there. Because I wish I'd had somebody to, teach me how to open up studios or how to run a studio. If I'd have had somebody to teach me how to, do photography studios, bro, it would have saved me so much money and time. I wasted so much money and time through trial and error,
Yeah.
to get to a point that I need to get to. While I could have had a Courtney, teaching me, like I said, don't go left, don't go right, keep going straight. And it would have saved me so much time. So try to find somebody who already has that roadmap to get to where you want to go, and just work hard, bro. Go hard, go at it. Dedicate your life to it. Be obsessed with it. Bro, I was obsessed with photography. I was sick. You know what I mean? But
gotta be.
You have to be to get to the one. To master it, you gotta spend a lot of time. You gotta learn your craft, learn your trade for sure.
You definitely gotta put in your 10,000 hours. That's key. But also, you have to, like you've been saying, you gotta love what you do, because I think nowadays, especially the culture and the youth and the generation, like whatever, Gen Alpha, whatever, they want instant gratification. They're like, yo, if I don't have 100,000 followers by lunchtime, it's a waste. I'm not doing it. And everybody's finding like shortcuts. And I mean, obviously Chat GPT is not really helping with that. But like, my thing is like, there's some things where you just can't skip the step. You can't skip the step of the grind. It's the grind where you learn everything.
For sure.
You can't skip it. There's no possible way that you can. I mean, there is ways where you could be a photographer and then shoot for Monster or shoot for Vogue or whatever and just like skip the process. But what do you learn there? It's in those moments, in that grind process where you don't have anything or you don't have no clients coming. You figure out, hey, maybe I need to retouch, rebrand, re-edit. Let me learn a little bit more about this craft so I can be better on the next one. Let me learn how to use relational equity to be able to get to the next step, to meet the next person. So if I'm ever in the same room as Ronda Rousey or having dinner with her and her husband, I know how to make that connection and contact and go, hey, I don't need nothing from you. I don't want anything from you. I just need, like, if you have 5-10 minutes, I would love to just come shoot your stuff, give you some free photos, and then just be out your hair. You'll never have to hear from me again.
100%, bro. You hit it on the head. And I will even add on top of that, sometimes I learned too as well through my little processes. You don't have to work hard, but I'll say you work smart. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to sit here and bust your butt all day to get where you want to go. I'll say, like, for it's labor wise,
Sure.
Because I did that too as well. Like, sit here and working. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. I have this studio here and I built this studio and I have to work here 12-hour days if my employee's not here, you know what I mean? But I'm working 12-hour days, 14-hour days. But I also have a studio downtown that it's automated, you know what I mean? And you punch in the code and you just go in there and you shoot and it's making the same amount of money as this. You know
Crazy.
what I mean? So once again, it's not about really working hard all the time. You just got to work smart. That labor, putting in that labor, like right now I'm burnt out from working all the time, So figure out a way that, you can, scale your business and get things done without you just getting, killing yourself over it,
Of course.
So
how have you found ways to combat burnout? Because that's also a big thing in creative spaces is the burnout. Because again, you have to everybody, I'm not just going to label anybody. Every creative is going through a process where they put so much into Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and then they're not seeing the rewards, and then they get burnt out. They're like, I spent 3 hours filming, 2 hours editing just to make this post. I only got, very little engagement because the algorithm did blah, 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 blah. Like, how do you find ways to overcome that burnout feeling?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm the opposite. I'm burnt out. So I went the opposite way, because like I said, I'm a hustler. So I want to work hard. And, I just feel like other people are not going to work hard as me. So every time I hire somebody to do something, I just feel like they're not going to put that same effort and dedication to it as I would, So I just like, forget it. I do it myself. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm gonna do
Same.
it right.
Same.
I'm gonna do it right. You know what I mean? So that's my problem. You know, I want to do everything because I know I can do it right instead of trusting people. And then what happens is I got 5 or 6 different tasks that I'm doing every day, just trying to push, trying to, hustle and get things going. And I can't do it all because then what happens is you get burnt out. That's where I'm at right now. I'm burnt out. So now it's like you get burnt out. Now it starts to affect your health and your mental health and blood pressure is high, things like that, So it's like now your body is forcing you to make changes. So my blood pressure was crazy. I didn't know my blood pressure was high. Really? So I went to the doctor for a checkup and my blood pressure is stupid high, bro. Dang. Didn't even know. 160 over 100. Didn't even know.
Woo, sir.
Didn't even know.
Sir,
didn't even know.
You need to immediately relinquish, like stop white knuckling stuff, bro. Like relinquish some control, man. I'm being for real. You need to relinquish you did? Right. Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But you need to relinquish more control.
100%.
So much more. Like,
so of course it's like now I gotta make some changes. You know what I mean? Because so this I'm learning through this. Like I gotta make changes. I gotta make lifestyle changes. That's why I run a lot now. Now I'm pulling back. That's why I'm selling this studio. So I gotta pull back now. And now I'm delegating things. So this is what I should have been doing a long time ago. So now you just got to find the best people in that area and just hire them. You know, so for example, now I just hired a social media person. I have a social media manager, and paying my social media manager. And now I found a girl who's super dope at doing social media management. So now she runs my social media. Hired 2 employees to run the studio now. So I'm working, I don't work 7 days a week anymore. So I'm pulling back. So you got to make those lifestyle changes or listen to your body. So like I say, I did the opposite. I burnt myself out and I'm trying to make the changes now. So when I was on, that's my whole point of telling you guys, like, don't sit here and try to work hard and hustle. Bro, I didn't sleep because I'm always on my mind how to, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this because I want to work hard. I'm a hard worker, bro. But
of course,
you got to find that balance in life, man. Like you need time off. It can't be all hustle and with no play and no relaxation. It has to be that you got to have that balance. So I'm trying to find that right now.
You definitely need to find it. Cause if you're still working, you said you working 5 days, 15, 16, 7. No, you need to let it go. I mean, let it go.
Yes, sir.
Again, cause like what good is it going to do if your 2 kids are when they're older, having to take care of you because you were burnt out, stressed over this one thing that you could just go, hey, you know what? And I'm talking to myself too, because leaders lead, but it's, let me finish my thought. You just need to do it because for your kids' sake, but also for your health's sake. Just take 100%. Care of you. 100%. 2, when it comes to like casting vision, because that's what you're doing. You're casting vision. Now that you have employees who are there, now you are truly CEO leader. Like now you get to cast the vision. Like this is the vision I have for Hendo, underscore whatever we're calling it. This is it. Hendo Untitled. This is what we're doing. And you just cast the vision and you expect that your employees will be people who say, all right, cool. I can pick up the vision because having vision is seeing further and further beyond where you currently are at. And hopefully you've hired people or know people or can embrace people who can actually get on board and say, I may not see it right now, but I believe in you as the head, as my boss, as the leader of this. I'm going to rock with you and I'm going to ride with you. Anywhere you go, we're going.
Yep, 100%. And like I said, that's what you got to learn, man. Start delegating things and hiring people to do this job for you. You can't be 10 places at once. You can't hustle to, hustle your whole life away. So I'm learning that right now, man. Pull back, build a business model, then how just other people work and do the job for you. And while you sit back, I'm just going to focus on like the development of the business and the sales and development and managing other people. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. I'm telling you, I learned so much, man. But bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm burnt, man. I'm burnt. I'm burnt, man. I've been working hard, bro. And
take a vacation.
Man, oh God, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. I haven't had a vacation in a long time, man.
But realistically, what if you shut the studio down for, like, the main studio? What if you shut the main studio down for 10 days?
I can't.
Why can't you?
Because it's booked almost every day.
Okay. Well, what if you, okay.
So it's like,
what if you, okay, let's rephrase. What if you say, okay, today, let's say in May, let's say third week of May, you're like, all right, cool. Let me just go ahead and block, or whenever the most availability is. You just go ahead and block it out. You
That's
go,
what we're doing.
10 days. I'm not coming. I'm not thinking about this place. Hendo Loft. I mean, especially if they're making the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Hey, Hendo Loft is open. If you want to go there, go there. If you're not, sorry. Like, you'll live. People will live. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah.
That's the thing right now. My birthday's in May. My wife's birthday's in May as well. So we're going to be going on a vacation there. But the plan is right now is in October. My lease is up in October. So we're slowly coming off the brakes. You know what I mean? And right now, this studio is booked almost every day right now, you know? So it's a high demand studio. And that's why we're slowly coming off the brakes. We're slowly coming off the brakes, and we're going to get rid of this location. So right now, I have a real estate agent. We're looking for another location in San Diego. So I'm going to get another location, and it's going to be built like the one downtown, natural lighting. And I'm just trying to have different processes, you know, of that location that people come in and just, you know, simplify things as much as possible, make it super easy for people, and they can do everything themselves, you know? So, you know, I'm learning, bro. I'm definitely ain't perfect. I made a lot of mistakes, but you learn from the mistakes, and you just got to improvise and keep on going from there. And that's one thing I will say, bro. Please figure out a way, you know, have that grind period, especially when you first start the business, but you don't want to stay there at all. Not that long, bro. So get your business up, have a plan, grind it out in the beginning. Once you get it up, you know what I mean? Come off the brakes and try to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Cause not, bro, like it's going to affect your health, like mine and everything, man. Like I'm trying to correct it now. You know what I mean? I'm blessed that I just went, bro. One of my clients said, hey man, you know, go for a checkup at the you know, at your primary care, man. You know, I'm just get a checkup because I had a checkup and I had all these things going on with me. Wow. And I was like, okay, I play insurance. It's expensive. So let me go get my little checkup in. Yeah. Bro, oh my gosh. I had high cholesterol. I had, the blood pressure's through the roof.
It literally just sounds like you need to just, I'm telling you, man, you say you're taking off May. It sounds like you're taking off May, but you need to just take off. You say, hey, everybody, I refund. Like if you got deposits, I'll refund them, but we gotta close just for sanity sake.
Oh, we're good now. My blood pressure. Hey, we're good now though. The blood pressure's straight now though.
Bro, you keep making excuses. You keep making excuses why you don't want to shut it down for a little bit.
Hey, bro, don't make me get my blood pressure machine right now. I'll show you, man. I got my blood pressure machine. Don't make me start pushing blood pressure.
I believe you, fam. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to tell you, like,
don't good,
bro. Just even if you're good. Dude, just because you're saying you're burnt out, bruh, just stop. Like, just don't make excuses. Just say, you know what?
I can't.
You can. You don't want to. That's the thing.
I gotta slowly come off the gas, man. But I will say this. We do have a plan. It's been implemented, and things are a lot better than it used to be. You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm definitely taking time off. I still see my kids. Yeah, now, you know what I mean? But, you know, they used to come here. They used to come here and just kick it with me, you know? And, bro, it was a lot, man. But I'm blessed now, man. And, you know, health is good. I've been running, lost 30 pounds, 35 pounds, almost 40 pounds now.
My God.
And, you know, and blood pressure is super good now, bro. We've been working on that. So, yeah, man, we're just making those changes for sure. And, yeah, it's coming, bro, for sure. I promise you that.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's wrap this thing up, man. If the good people of San Diego, or, I mean, hey, people hear this in Australia and New Zealand and Kenya and Canada, and many other places, Russia for one, shout out. if people want to come and support you or even follow you online, like how do they get in contact with you? Like studio, how do they do all that stuff?
Oh yeah, so all my social media handles are the same. My personal social media handle is Courtney Hendo, Courtney, Hendo, Hendo, Hendo. I got a little accent, so I kind of pronounce it a little weird sometimes.
Shout out
Hendo.
Georgia.
Yeah, man, I cannot pronounce nothing right, man. You know what I'm saying? Hendo Studios, Hendo Studios, with the S at the end. That's on all social media platforms. Hendo Loft, Hendo Loft. Yeah, man. So, but once again, you follow one of us, there's links to all the other pages too. So it's all good.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it, bro. I appreciate you doing this. It was so good to get that wisdom and insight from you for when it comes to burnout, when it just comes to the highs, the lows, the in between. Like I know that definitely is going to help somebody who's either at rock bottom or at the high to just go, hey, let me just chill for a minute. You know, it's great now. Yeah. But let me doomsday prep just in case one day it becomes unbearable, untenable, and I can't deal with it. And it just becomes a low.
Baron, it's like how we said at the beginning, man. It will always work out. No matter what you go through, baby. No matter what you go through. Just have that little voice in your mind and your head. Like, I know it sucks right now, but it will always work out. It will always work out. And it does. That's why I keep it in my mind. I just had a problem yesterday. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, man, here we go. And it worked out. It always worked out. I almost got flu yesterday.
Dang.
You know?
That's wild. Dang. Tell me about it after we end this, because that's crazy. That's not that. We don't do lawsuits here.
Hey, it worked out though. So, you know,
there you go.
That's one thing I keep in my mind, man. It would always work out for sure.
Big facts. All right, bro. Love you. I appreciate you. Everybody else, we'll see you next week.
Hey,
bye.
See you, baby.
Peace.
Hell yeah.